Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at each life path number's forecast for the full moon that's coming up on November 27th, 2023. Before we get into the forecast, this, of course, is a general reading. If you would like a personalized reading to take a look at your own numerology and your year ahead forecast or anything else you want to take a look at, you can book some time with me. My information is in the description box below. Also, this is a great time to get your year ahead forecast and your diamond forecast to take a look at what energies may be presenting for you in the year of 2024. So let's go ahead and take a look at the forecast for the full moon on November 27th. Life path number 4. So this full moon is emphasizing the energy of the 13-4 for us. So we are working with our own energy, but we've also got the sort of very transformative energy of the 13 coming in as well. And it's interesting because if we look at the 1 and the 3, 13, right? We got the 1, which is about taking initiative, going after what we want, being assertive, being a leader, sort of taking charge, taking a risk, which is sometimes a little bit challenging for 4s, but to take a risk and go for it, whatever it may be. Also, the 3 energy brings in the energy of communication, collaboration, and creativity. So there's something here that we are really meant to put our all into or take a risk when it comes to a creative endeavor or collaboration, working with others, socializing, networking, getting our name out there, stepping into the spotlight. Just putting ourselves out there more and not being sort of behind the scenes. That 3 energy really pushes you into the spotlight type thing. Or at least your messaging, your work, right, can sometimes see accolades or some kind of recognition under this energy. And with a full moon, sometimes I think of the full moon, of course, as like a spotlight, like you're standing on the stage and the spotlight is on you. This 3 energy of the 13 can absolutely sort of bring that in where, all eyes are on you. So what is the messaging that you want to share? What is it that you want to put out into the world? Do you feel good about it? Because if you don't, you want to make sure that you make some modifications so that you do. The other thing is the animal wisdom message for this full moon is giraffe energy. So there's definitely something here. This is sort of like 8 of Pentacles type of energy. There's something here about mastery, becoming the expert at something, apprenticeship, so learning something new. You could go back to school, you could take a course, you could be doing something that's new for you that you might feel uncomfortable being in that position, especially if you're somebody who has sort of already mastered some things. You could find that this full moon brings in for you something new that you have to learn, that you are the beginner at. And so you're meant to see it with fresh eyes and be open to what the experience and the people in that experience can teach you and what you can learn. There's also with giraffe energy something here again about quality craftsmanship. And so when we look at that with the 3 energy, again, make sure that what you're putting out into the world, what you are dedicating your time and energy to, there's integrity behind it, that it feels good for you, that you're not sort of showing up for or investing into something that you don't feel good about, because otherwise it's a waste of your time on this planet, right? So giraffe just sort of gives us this greater perspective. You think about that long neck. It can see for miles and miles and miles. Well, I don't know how good the eyesight of a giraffe is, but sort of as a metaphor, it's like this full moon is sort of shining a light on a greater area, right? A bigger perspective that we can kind of take a look at. Where is it that we're headed? What is it that we're building? What is it that we're putting out into the world? And how do we feel about that? And, are there other perspectives that we could maybe listen to, take on that can help us to work smarter, not harder? Or if it's not about work, just with relationships, this full moon could bring in some kind of, maybe we need to approach our relationships differently. And, sometimes with 4 energy, we can get stuck in our ways. It can be a very sort of rigid energy. So, with this full moon, with us working with the 13-4 and with the giraffe energy, there could be like needs to be a different approach. Maybe we could modify the way that we show up or do things a little bit differently so that we get a different response or a different experience. And we always have a choice in that, but sometimes it helps us to listen to another person and gain a different perspective, and really hear what the other person is saying that they need. And can we show up in that way? So it doesn't always have to be about work. It can certainly be about relationships or how we show up to ourselves. It's a general reading, so it can show up in a myriad of ways. But there's definitely something here about mastery, becoming the expert, taking things step by step, which of course is very much for energy. But there's definitely something strong here about starting new, starting something new, starting something fresh, being sort of, just the newbie, right? The one who doesn't know everything just yet. And so that can be really humbling. And sometimes humbling is good for 4 energy, because it brings us back to the realization that we might see the solution and we might know how to get there, but we don't always know the best way to get there, even though we might think we do. And so all this energy sort of combined really helps us to realize that, we can do it ourselves. We can do it, we can master it. We can do it a certain way, but that might be the harder way. And so is that really how we want to invest our energy? So this energy really does ask for us to be the visionary, be the leader in something, but also collaborate and share, our wisdom with others, while also listening to and really hearing the wisdom of what others have to tell us as well. And how can we combine that to create something really, really beautiful? Whether, again, it's a relationship, a career, something to do with self, depending. So beautiful, beautiful energy here, especially with the giraffe energy and that mastery energy combined with the 4. There's something here that we're being asked to step into, master, become the expert at, but not do it alone, right? With collaboration, with deeper understanding for what the actual need is. So big energy 4s. Hope it's a great one. Bye for now.